The Frankie DeBusk Show is a special presentation of the Pioneer Sports Network. The Gateway Ford Frankie DeBusk Show with the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Stayton, and head coach Frankie DeBusk.
The Frankie DeBusk Show is presented by Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda, the home of the big deal, located on the 11E bypass in Greenville. And brought to you in part by Applebee's, your neighborhood bar and grill. Applebee's, eating good in the neighborhood. Sodexo, a worldwide leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo, making every day a better day. Your Greenville Light and Power System, serving Greenville and Greene County since 1945. By Green Coach Tours, celebrating their 66th anniversary. By Consumer Credit Union, with 3 convenient locations in Greenville and Mossheim. Creekside Markets, pick up a Hunt Brothers Pizza for those football Friday nights or Saturday afternoons. Greenville Federal Bank. Greenville Federal Bank is banking made easy. Laughlin Memorial Hospital, whatever you do, do it well. Andrew Johnson Bank, a strong heritage, a stronger future. Home owned and operated with locations in Morristown, Jonesboro, Johnson City, Cleveland, and Greenville. Grand Rental Station, anything you'll ever need to rent or buy. Special consideration from Comcast Cable.
And now, the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Stayton.
Bo Cordell throws for over 200 yards and runs for just a little over 50 yards and becomes the conference's all-time leader in total offense. But W.T. Murden throws for over 300 yards, and the Newberry Wolves outduel the Tusculum Pioneers 31-17. Hello again, everyone. Brian Stayton for the Frankie DeBusk Show, presented by Gateway Ford and Lincoln Mazda. A lot of positives in the football game for the Pioneers, defensively and offensively, and especially even on special teams. But there was also one very big negative, and we'll talk about that coming up in just a few moments. The Tusculum Pioneers are looking to end a 2-game losing skid, and the Newberry Wolves were looking to end a 3-game skid. Newberry had started the year at 4-0, but had dropped their last 3. Newberry against the Pioneers in 7 of the last 14. These games have been decided by 5 points or less, and the last 2 points aplenty between these two. 2 years ago, Brandon Bostic, Brian Ehrlich, over 300 yards just receiving, over 500 yards passing as Newberry defeats Tusculum 63-56 on the final play. Last year, Tusculum built the lead. Special teams gave Newberry some chance, and then W.T. Murden came in. 2 passes thrown in the second half, all of it on the ground. Newberry comes from behind to win 42-41. They didn't have to come from behind on Saturday. They win as they take the first lead and hold on to it against the Pioneers. We welcome in Pioneer coach Frankie DeBusk, and I've just set down the entire game, somewhat the series between these two, but what we saw Saturday takes us back, makes us gasp. Brian Marshall is what I'm referring to. Second half kickoff starts, and he's motionless on the ground, and there wasn't a pin drop could have been heard in that stadium.
Yeah, it was a very sad setting for a college football game. That's obviously not what we play the game for, and it was very unfortunate. It was a very clean hit. The guy just made a really good play for Newberry and caught Brian in the wrong way, I guess we call it, but he's actually fine. Just spoke to him on the phone. He's up walking around. Looks like he'll get to come home probably Monday afternoon. Did get to come home, I hope. But he seems to be fine. He's talking, he's walking. Scary moment, very, very scary. A lot of the Newberry fans and players all very appreciative of what was going on and very concerned, but looks like he's going to be fine in the outcome.
Brian Marshall, a big part, obviously, of this Pioneer offense, total offensive yard leader in the conference and one of the top in the nation. The kickoff return, we'll see the hit, and you'll see it as well. And a very scary moment, obviously, but the word this week, obviously, is very good for Brian Marshall. It did open up the door for B.J. Spradlin, who ran for a career-best 112 yards in the football game, most of that coming in the second half, and a guy that came in with 20 carries and 48 yards on the season, had 20 carries and 112 yards on the ground, including a touchdown. We'll talk about that and so much more as the Frankie DeBusk Show continues right after this. The Frankie DeBusk Show, presented by Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda.
Gateway Ford on Highway 11E is rapidly becoming the #1 Ford dealer in the region. We're changing the car business for the better. Buying a car has never been easier. No add-on stickers. Plus, we'll appraise your car right up front. You pick the car you like and have your best price in less than 30 minutes. Plus, at Gateway, you'll receive a lifetime powertrain warranty on every new vehicle purchased. The clear choice. Gateway Ford, home of the big deal on Highway 11E in Greenville.
Applebee's 2 for $20 is back and fresher than ever. Whoa.
Hey, Chris. Hi, Jesse.
Hey.
Ready to order?
Yep, 2 for $20.
1 appetizer, 2 entrees, and layers of fresh flavor. So, who's paying this week?
Call it in the air.
Tails.
Pony up, Palmer. So come on in for new favorites like new creamy chicken fettuccine carbonara, new bruschetta chicken, or classics like the 7-ounce house sirloin. That's 1 appetizer, 2 entrees, $20. You got off easy, my friend. It's the freshest 2 for $20 yet, only at Applebee's. Now serving half-price appetizers late night.
Welcome back to the Frankie DeBusk Show. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Stayton.
Welcome back into the Frankie DeBusk Show, presented by Gateway Ford, Lincoln Mazda, with Pioneer Coach Frankie DeBusk, Brian Stayton. Coach talked in the open about the game, the series, always good games between Tusculum and Newberry. It seems like in just the last couple of years, you've just been on the wrong end of the result, although the games have been very competitive. I believe we saw that again on Saturday.
A very good football game, Brian. I actually feel better about our football team after we played on Saturday. We made some strides. Very easy could have laid down. You know, when you're facing the challenges we're facing right now, you never know how your team's going to respond, and they've been very positive and continue to give a great effort. It was a good football game. We just made a couple errors in the red zone, jumping off sides and not being able to convert. Still didn't play as well offensively as we need to or should, but we had some bright spots. I thought our kids up front on the offensive line responded well when we needed to run the football, and we ran the ball with a lot of success. B.J. Spradlin had a wonderful game. He's our player of the week this week, and made some strides, defensively. I thought we played solid. I thought we made some plays when we needed to. John Perry, one of our defensive players of the week, obviously is making strides for an opportunity to be the player of the week. But we're seeing progression each and every week. Unfortunately, the season's coming to a close. But as long as we keep fighting, good things are going to be for the future of the program anyway.
Another mark for Bo Cordell in his career, and we talked about this at length already this year on this particular show. He doesn't care about that, but you know, I feel for him because he's got these records, and I know he wants more wins. Absolutely.
It's what it's all about, trying to get W's, and happy for Bo. And we actually haven't even talked about the records that he's getting right now because we're trying to win football games. But, Bo needs to play a little better than he played on Saturday, actually, for us to have as much success as we want to. We're just a little off offensively. I think we did some much better things, but we're still having some problems over there. Hopefully we can get it resolved.
Well, the Pioneers in this football game did some great things offensively and defensively, just didn't always do it consistently. But Pioneers did defensively for sure to begin the football contest, forcing a couple of turnovers. Let's take a look at your first quarter highlights presented by Gateway Ford at Lincoln Mazda as we pick up the action with the Pioneers defensively against Newberry.
Now, I wasn't real sure how we were going to respond here to a team that multiple formations, run the football. They had some success early. They were converting on some long runs just like that one there, and I'm not sure who that is made the tackle over there. Can't really see, but our kids are flying around trying to make some plays, and we get a big break by believing in what we're doing, and that's Luke Harris, or I guess flying up there making the tackle from his free safety position, one of our seniors from down in the Virginia area. And here's a pass, and they throw it right to John Perry. A couple weeks ago, John Perry was in position to make that play and didn't, so obviously makes a big interception. Happy for John. John's one of our juniors from down in the Panhandle of Florida, and he's making strides each and every week, gives the football to the Pioneers. Yeah, one of the veterans on defense. Pioneer offense moved the football 9 plays, only 28 yards. A 57-yard punt by Rossetti gives Newberry the ball at the 20. Here's Gadsden up the middle, Rocky Jones, Brian Alexander. I mentioned Brian Alexander because he had another 10-tackle day. And again, one of these situations where you force yet another turnover. Great job here, great effort flying around. Right place at the right time. Obviously gets the football back to the black team. Luke Harris is flying to the ball and comes up with a fumble. Just we're playing a little slow offensively, a little sluggish, and defensively we're finding ways to make plays. They've had the ball for 2 possessions, and we've got 2 turnovers and take the ball offensively. And Brian Marshall here, one of our seniors, gets about 5 or 6 on first down, gives us a chance to be successful. The Pioneers' second offensive possession. This one started
at the Pioneer 48-yard line, but a little play action and a timing pattern. This is Kyle Dickey with the reception. Remember last year, Kyle Dickey was the quarterback for this football team, so still adjusting and learning a new role for the Pioneers. And then Brian Marshall for 6 tough yards, again, just off the right side. And it seems as if when you're successful, you're going to that right side of the offensive line.
We're making some strides. We're doing some good things, and this is the problem we're having right now. We have a breakdown, and our left tackle there turns his shoulders, and we give up a big sack. And then here they made a great effort. I don't know if he's going to make the 52-yard field goal or not, but sure wanted to try it from that distance. We haven't been doing what we need to offensively, and they have a player off the right side make a great play, and we've made some adjustments hopefully to correct that problem.
Adam Wimbush, Player of the Week this week, and Dominic James from a couple of weeks ago as Player of the Week with 12 tackles come up with the stop as Newberry taking advantage of the blocked field goal attempt to get their first lead of the football game and lead it 3-0 just as the first quarter is coming to an end. And then the Pioneers have the football, and right here at the end of the first quarter finally get Xavion Smith kind of into the football game right now, but then just a little mistake by Bo Cordell.
Yeah, unfortunately, we got to make some better decisions, and Bo generally didn't throw an errant pass, and Xavion Smith unfortunately falls down there and gives him a chance to get the football, and there is a penalty on the play to bring this thing back, but we're making a few mistakes here and there, which is very costly. Got a young football team. We got to overcome those mistakes when we make them, and do a good job defensively there, only allowing them 3 points after the block kick, but we made some improvements. First quarter ends, it's a 3-0 ball game. We're right in the mix. We got to keep battling.
We'll see how that interception affects the Pioneers as we move to the second quarter. That's when we return right after this. Frankie DeBusk Show, presented by Gateway Ford, Lincoln Mazda.
Gateway Ford on Highway 11E is rapidly becoming the #1 Ford dealer in the region. We're changing the car business for the better. Buying a car has never been easier. No add-on stickers. Plus, we'll appraise your car right up front. You pick the car you like and have your best price in less than 30 minutes. Plus, at Gateway, you'll receive a lifetime powertrain warranty on every new vehicle purchased. The clear choice. Gateway Ford, home of the big deal on Highway 11E in Greenville.
Your Greenville Light and Power System, an electrical distributor of TVA, serving Greenville and Greene County since 1945. Your Greenville Light and Power is dedicated to excellence in service and reliability. Visit online at glps.net. Green Coach Charters and Tours has been proudly serving the traveling public for over 65 years and is the official carrier of Tusculum College Athletics. If you have never traveled by Green Coach, may we invite you to join them for an exciting travel adventure. Visit online at greencoach.com.
Showtime. You know what it is. Everything we do it big. Screaming, that's not. When we step up on the field, that's not. Small town, but we still do it very big. Back in ours, back in ours, back in ours, back in ours. We grind hard for the rings with the diamonds on it. Back in ours, back in ours, back in ours, back in ours.
The Newberry Wolves lead the Pioneers 3-0 at the end of the first quarter. Welcome back into the Frankie DeBusk Show, presented by Gateway Ford, Lincoln Mazda. We pick up the action in the second quarter after Bo Cordell has thrown the interception. Newberry in good field position, attempting to drive, but again, the Pioneer defense with the stop against Newberry. Second quarter presented by Gateway Ford, Lincoln Mazda.
Got a good football game going on. They take the ball here. Kashad lines there, almost making the play. We make an adjustment defensively to give him a chance to make some plays here, but we're getting to the ball, making it happen. Some good things are starting to happen for us defensively, and they get the ball down here inside the 35. Here's big Kashad Lyons, one of our sophomore defensive linemen from down in the Atlanta, Georgia area, and happy for him. He's starting to really come into his own. Going to be a great player.
So Newberry again leading at 3-0. Corey Washington was heavily recruited by a few in the South Atlantic Conference, and he found his way to Newberry, including the Tusculum Pioneers, and he'll make more of an impact in the game, but missing him on this particular circumstance. So the Pioneers offense would move, punt, Newberry would get the ball, then they would score the game's first touchdown. The Pioneers would come out with a running attack led by B.J. Spradlin, and on the first play, down 10-0, Spradlin goes for 11 yards.
Great effort there. Good job up front blocking, and B.J.'s a sophomore running back from here in Greenville, Tennessee, and is sort of deciding that he's going to play a football game this day, and you know, it's still got a lot of life about him. He's starting to make some plays, and we're expecting great things out of BJ as it goes.
In this particular drive, it will be about 10 plays, and we'll talk about that. But it was one of those situations for the Pioneers. I think that Newberry had basically said, all right, we're just going to bring 3 or 4. And then when Tusculum started running it, they did put actually 4 into the box. But it was, I think, for me, looking at it from the game, I'm thinking, all right, well, all we're doing is taking what Newberry's given us.
Did a great job. Let them drop 11 and let them play a stacked defense there with 3 D linemen and 3 backers. We'll do what we can, take advantage of it. Our kids up front got excited about it, and we just decided to keep giving BJ the ball here, and he starts having a lot of success. And we put Trey McCoy back there, one of our freshman running backs, and you know we moved Brian out to receiver, and there's some good things happening right now.
Well, there was 11 plays in this drive. B.J. Spradlin's name was called in 7 of them, and Bo Cordell dropped back to pass once for a completion against Brian Marshall. I believe he actually dropped back another time, but he just took off and decided to run with it because Newberry had, again, dropped just about 7 guys, good 15 to even 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So B.J. Spradlin picking up yet another first down on a gain of 10 yards as the Pioneers have the ball, moving it inside the 15 here. One of those situations where Bo almost injures the guy I think he was trying to throw to.
Well, it was actually a great decision by Bo, not handing it off. It was a decision he gets to make based on what they do, and keeps it and converts, gets us a big first down. And you know, here we again, they're not rushing very many, only rushing 4 guys and dropping everybody. Bo does a good job not forcing it and converting, getting us some yards.
Again, these guys are not this slow. It's just the fact that this drive, I think, was a tone setter for the Pioneers here in this game. And I've never seen Bo run the zone read, you know, obviously until this drive. And doesn't look real comfortable doing it, but it's somewhat effective.
Yeah, we're getting some yards there and moving the chains. That's what it's all about. And very unselfish football team, willing to do whatever we have to do and keep giving it to BJ here, and gets 2 and 3 and 3 and 4, and we're still moving the football. And kids up front are feeling that we need to run the ball. We're having success running the ball and got to find a way to get it in the zone.
Bo Cordell, again, over 50 yards rushing. I don't know that I have said that from Bo Cordell. And really, till the last drive of the football game, it would appear, Bo Cordell was in danger of not throwing for over 200 yards in the game. This was B.J. Spradlin up the middle, his 2nd touchdown of the year, the first of the football game. Coach, your 11-play, 66-yard drive. And of the 66 yards, there was 59 of it on the ground, and the Pioneers back in it. Not that you were ever out of it, but it's 10-7.
Great drive. You know, we hadn't had a lot of 11-play drives this year, I can promise you that. And it was execution, some things we felt like we needed to do, and the kids responded.
So the Pioneers even had the opportunity to have the ball to start the second half as well in this football game, down to Newberry at the half. Back with your second half, third and fourth quarters after this. The Frankie DeBusk Show, presented by Gateway Ford, Lincoln Mazda.
Gateway Ford on Highway 11E is rapidly becoming the #1 Ford dealer in the region. We're changing the car business for the better. Buying a car has never been easier. No add-on stickers. Plus, we'll appraise your car right up front. You pick the car you like and have your best price in less than 30 minutes. Plus, at Gateway, you'll receive a lifetime powertrain warranty on every new vehicle purchased. The clear choice. Gateway Ford, home of the big deal on Highway 11E in Greenville.
Sodexo, a world leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo proudly serves Tusculum College and supports Pioneer football. Sodexo, making every day a better day. Andrew Johnson Bank was founded on conservative banking principles. Over the last 30 years, they have steadily built their balance sheet and increased capital by following prudent lending principles and avoiding risky investments. In uncertain times, you can continue to count on Andrew Johnson Bank, your locally owned community bank. A strong heritage, a stronger future. Andrew Johnson Bank, member FDIC. Corey Slavin is going to go deep. He's looking forward. Zambion Smith caught it at the 29, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown Pioneers. Touchdown Zambion Smith.
Welcome back into the Frankie DeBusk Show, presented by Gateway Ford, Lincoln Mazda. The Pioneers trail 10-7 at halftime and have the ball to start the second half. But a game such as this and the violence that sometimes it creates, we'll see it rear its nasty head to start this second half. But obviously not the second half start that the Pioneers wanted when they started. We talked about Brian Marshall in the open. The play that you're about to see start the second half is the play, and it's not gruesome, it's not grotesque. It just shows you just how fragile I think a football player, and all of a sudden he's running around happy, and all of a sudden the next thing you know he's knocked out.
Yeah, part of the game, unfortunately. Very clean hit by their defender, and just college football at its best. And fortunately Brian's perfectly fine and up and probably would want to see it himself. So excited for all those things. That's the reason I think we can show what's going to happen. But again, he's taken a whole lot worse licks than this season alone. So he bounced back up and fine, and may not play college football for the rest of this year, but at least we'll be able to enjoy his family from here on out.
The second half, Pioneers down 10-7, and we'll have the football. The third quarter highlights brought to you by Gateway Ford, Lincoln Mazda. And again, Coach, you only bring it up because you often wonder how your team will respond, after something like that, or even how the opposition will respond. Marshall with the kickoff return right up the middle.
He just, I thought he took out more than just Brian. It wasn't a dirty play at all. Brian just took a shot there, and we end up, our athletic trainer, Chris Linker, just does a phenomenal job, came out and took care of the situation and got him over where he needed to and got plenty of help, and we're happy that he's up and ready to move.
Newberry would hold Tusculum after, again, a lengthy delay. Pioneers basically 3 and out, but that's what I was concerned about. How are you going to respond? And then Newberry comes out with their first offensive possession, and this is what Corey Washington can bring to your football team.
Gosh dang, we got him covered. I mean, we got a guy behind him and a guy in front of him. We just got to go up and make a play on the football. We're not going to cover anybody better than that, and that's Luke and Evan over there. They got to go up and make a play, and unfortunately we didn't, and he did, and they get on the scoreboard once again.
Didn't realize the day that W.T. Merton was having. He was 21 of 25 in the football game for 309 yards. Pioneers offensively get it, can't move it, 3 and out. Andy Rossetti punts it and downs it at the 1 yard line.
A great punt by Andy. Great job there by Skylar West, our senior long snapper from right up the road here in Oneida, Tennessee. Evan Dansby did a great job getting downfield. We're giving a lot of great effort on our punt team, and our defensive guys know that it's backed up. We take the field like we're supposed to, and I can't tell you who that is, but I think that's Aaron Morgan, a senior from out in California, getting his last opportunities to play college football and flying around making plays. And our guys are really responding well. We're controlling the line of scrimmage. Our defensive line, I think Adam Winbush, a redshirt freshman nose guard, played his best game to date. Made it hard for those guys to run the ball, and just really proud of his effort.
This was the Aaron Morgan, Brian Alexander drive. I think defensively, I think those are two guys, they're veterans. Alexander is a fourth-year junior. Aaron Morgan, who is a senior, hadn't been with the program for 4 years, but there again, Aaron Morgan on yet another stop. It creates 2nd down and 8. It's 3rd down and 8 now, and Darian Crank with one of the biggest plays defensively.
Great call here. We sent them and went after the quarterback here, and Darian Crank does a good job keeping his responsibility, keep it contained, making the play. Darian's a junior from up in the Kentucky area, and just he's really coming into his own as well, making some strides, and keep saying that about a lot of our guys, but it's very, very true. They're starting to understand what we want done over there, and we're starting to accomplish it.
All right, a poor punt because it was into the wind by JoJo Morris, went just 26 yards, didn't get much of a roll out either. Pioneers start this drive at the 34, and to start the drive, it's B.J. Spradlin 6 straight times. 1st and 10, 2nd and 6, 3rd and 1, 1st and 10, 2nd and 4, and then 1st and goal. And then you're going to see a microcosm basically of the season for the Pioneers. And whether it is youth, whether it is inexperience, whether it is much of anything, a lot of it very inexcusable. But B.J. Spradlin, part of his 20-carry, 112-yard day, and Coach, I talked with him after the game. He looked beat up.
I'm sure he is. I think he would take the ball 20 times and feel beat up. I know that. Those running backs all want the football in their hands, and our kids up front did a good job giving him a chance, and BJ did a good job moving the chains. Here we get down inside the 1 or 2 yard line, I think it is, and unfortunately we jump off sides. I mean, we're going to walk in the end zone. BJ actually does walk in the end zone, and we have to move it backwards, and now all of a sudden it's a completely different ball game, and throw a pass here, and if Justin can come up with that one, it's unfortunate. It goes through his hands, and he's a freshman, but he's still got to make that catch. And here I thought Bo was going to squeak out of it and have another chance of making a play, went for it there on 4th down, and unfortunately, or on 3rd down, unfortunately didn't get it, and have to send our field goal unit in. Now we do find a way to make this one. We make an adjustment, and Logan Cornelius, our sophomore kicker from Chattanooga, puts it right through the uprights, and a good hold there by Cameron Talent, the redshirt freshman quarterback from Ray County area in Dayton, Tennessee, puts it on the ground, gives us a chance for 3.
All right, so the Pioneers, 2nd and goal inside the 2, the microcosm of the year, the 5-yard penalty, the drop pass, and then settling for a field goal. And then Newberry takes advantage, and Livingston right in the middle for 43 yards. Didn't take them long after the score 17-10 to build a 2-touchdown lead as Livingston makes it 24-10.
Yeah, unfortunately, we got one of our linebackers that got to take that away. He covered too much ground, and he's supposed to be sitting right there for the throw. And he's a sophomore as well, but we still got to do a better job of converting and taking advantage of the situation.
The Pioneers at the end of 3 trail 24-10 and start to make this thing interesting once again in the fourth quarter. We're back with those highlights after this. The Frankie DeBusk Show, presented by Gateway Ford, Lincoln Mazda.
Gateway Ford on Highway 11E is rapidly becoming the #1 Ford dealer in the region. We're changing the car business for the better. Buying a car has never been easier. No add-on stickers. Plus, we'll appraise your car right up front. You pick the car you like and have your best price in less than 30 minutes. Plus, at Gateway, you'll receive a lifetime powertrain warranty on every new vehicle purchased. The clear choice. Gateway Ford, home of the big deal on Highway 11E in Greenville.
Creekside Market has 3 locations in southern Greene County to serve. So while you're traveling to or from any game, stop by and pick up a Hunt Brothers Pizza for those football Friday nights or Saturday afternoons. Creekside Market just off the 107. Locations on the Asheville Highway, Camp Creek, and the Irwin Highway. Creekside Markets in Greene County. Consumer Credit Union. Loans? We can do that. 3 locations in Greenville and Mossheim. At Consumer Credit Union, everybody can join. Visit online at consumercreditunion.com. So Cornelius will attempt a 41-yard effort. The kick is away, end over end toward the uprights, and he splits them.
Welcome back into the Frankie DeBusk Show, presented by Gateway Ford, Lincoln Mazda. Pioneers trail 24-10, moving into the fourth quarter. They have the football and they're driving right at the end of the fourth quarter, presented by Gateway Ford, Lincoln Mazda.
Still feel like we can make a ball game out of it, Brian. We had one letdown there inside the red zone and a letdown there in the coverage, and BJ's really feeling it now. We just keep giving him the ball. He's breaking tackles. He's moving the chains for us. We're doing some really good things offensively, a little bit uncharacteristic for us, but as you can tell, our kids are into it. Now they're ready to do whatever we got to do to have a chance to win the football game.
Well, honestly, I believe it works because Newberry's game plan was we're going to stop the pass, and BJ Spradlin, he can make a guy miss, and he can break a tackle, and I think it opens up some areas of the game. Bo Cordell, Justin Houston again, a guy that's just a freshman, a true freshman, albeit that as well, helping out his quarterback. I believe the play called back due to a penalty for an illegal downfield, so then Bo Cordell comes back on 1st and 10, one of the longest plays of the game for the Pioneers. This is Xavion Smith.
Great decision by Bo, not getting excited, not forcing it. X makes a great catch. X is a junior from over in the Anderson, South Carolina area. Here's Trey McCoy, true freshman out of Anderson County, carrying the football. A lot of young players, we keep mentioning them, but those guys have got to start making plays and keep doing what we're doing and having some more success here. We get it in 2nd and or 3rd and 4, and feel like we got to move the chains. Here we hit Kyle Dickey, a sophomore from down at Luella, Georgia area, and a converted quarterback there making plays.
Kyle Dickey for 12 yards. Trey McCoy comes up, just bruising type back, a run out of Anderson for 2, and then he comes right back and follows that up for 7. So again, Coach, I think you're doing the things that you want to do. Newberry, I think, is a little bit off balance and unsure of what you're going to do with them.
Yeah, we're doing some good things. We get it down there, and I think it's 3rd and 1 here, and put BJ back in the game. Bo makes a decision here to keep it, and they had a good little scheme there and made the right decision and go for it on 4th down. Couldn't really see where the spot was here. I don't exactly know if it's any first down or not, but unfortunately we do not get the first down call, and they hold us.
Well, you see where BJ is laying and where his elbow is, and the official has the ball spotted just basically a full yard back where BJ Spradlin is actually getting up. I don't get that. This football game is a game of inches, and when you mess up that bad, that obviously affects the outcome of a game. Had a chance to tie it there. Newberry, however, takes over offensively, and the Pioneers seem to spark your defense just a little bit.
Well, we got to convert, and we shouldn't make it that close. If we can't get a true yard or yard and a half or 2 yards, we got to figure out a way to move the chains. They did a good job making the stop, and our defense takes the field. There you see all 11 guys running to the ball, converging, and we're just doing a good job getting there.
Third down and 3, Chad Story, Darian Crank, a couple of guys who are very big on defense here in this fourth quarter come up with the stop, forcing a punt, and the Tusculum Pioneers would have the football. And again, the frustrating part of it, Cordell to Houston for 6 and then incomplete, then go forward on fourth down, cannot convert. So Newberry takes over from the 37 where we pick up. They try a little sneaky end around. John Perry and Chad Story sniff it out.
Great job by Perry staying at home, doing what he's supposed to do. And Chad Story, a sophomore from here in Greenville, Tennessee, running the guy down from behind, giving us a chance.
Then on third down and 20, Aaron Morgan, it's not his best game ever, but I tell you what, he was very much a factor, comes up with the sack.
Great job getting in there, getting a hold of the quarterback, holding on, get him on the ground. Good call by our defensive staff to put some pressure on him, give us a chance, and make him punt the football.
So the Pioneers will have the football after the punt. Katron Beckton going back for the injured Brian Marshall to return it. Not much. So the Pioneers take over from their own 22-yard line. And again, not a lot of offense. Bo Cordell under 200 yards passing. He's only had that happen one other time in his career. He was a freshman against LR, where he threw for 185 yards in the contest. Well, you start to pick it up. You go empty backfield, and I have to think a lot of that is because of what B.J. Spradlin did for your offense. It kind of, kept him off balance. Well, you're empty. There's no chance for the run right now, but you're still executing on this drive.
Well, we got to catch the football there. We're still doing some little things that's keeping us from being successful. They're still rushing 3 and dropping 8. And a lot of guys are covered up here. We had Matt Levine, a sophomore from over in Anderson, South Carolina as well. Makes a big 15-yard reception there, and we get another first down.
Quiet day for the receiving corps. Xavion Smith had 8 catches for 64 yards. Justin Houston, 5 catches, 34 yards. Kyle Dickey finished with 4 catches for 39 yards. Matt Levine with 3 catches for 39. Wes Powell, a catch. Kenny Funny, 2 catches for 33, and we'll see one of them on this particular drive. Actually, we'll see it right here. Bo Cordell extending the play, and Kenny Funny's first touchdown reception since the first game of the year.
Great job by Bo buying time. Our kids up front protecting him well, and he stepped up in the pocket, didn't get excited, didn't get nervous, let Kenny run his route and finish the play and gets us a big touchdown.
Bo Cordell finished 27 of 43, did throw 2 picks. We'll see one of them here coming up. 233 yards and the touchdown. And just when you think that you've got Newberry, you're 7 down, you're back into it, Corey Washington makes a play like this.
He's a very talented receiver. Made a one-handed catch there. I think Jelly actually had a hold of his other arm, wasn't going to let him catch it, and he made a great catch and somehow kept his balance and scored. And we got to do a little better job converting there.
All right, I'll show you this just to show you the Newberry defensive scheme. All 11 guys, all 11 in the end zone.
Kind of hard to find anybody open. Got a lot of time, but they end up picking it there in the end zone, and the guy does a good job. They had a good call, good scheme, and it worked for them.
All right. Newberry wins the game. They win their 3rd straight against the Pioneers. 15th meeting now, almost even at 8-7 all time. Coach Todd Knight, a class act for Newberry. I loved what the Newberry Wolves did. They came out after Brian was taken off on the ambulance. Everybody comes out, and it's almost as if we're starting the game over again. Everybody's just, well, we're thinking of you. I had a chance to talk to Todd after the game, before the game, and he has so much respect for the program, and I think he feels fortunate to get the wins that he did. And I heard him talking on their radio that said, this could have been a ticking time bomb. We just kind of caught Tusculum right now at the right time because they're still figuring out what they are, trying to figure out somewhat of an identity. For them, though, they end a 3-game streak. Now, what will it take for your team to kind of get over the hump?
Well, Brian, it's becoming a big challenge. I keep telling our kids we're testing some true character here, and we're going to see how we respond. We haven't laid down. I won't let them do that, and our kids are not that way. We're not about laying down. We're about fighting and competing, and we have 3 more chances left, and we're going to go compete and fight 3 more times.
The Pioneers fall to the Newberry Wolves. Again, a solid contest. You kind of saw how it happened there at the end of the game. Tusculum had a chance, just some breaks haven't gone their way sometimes. The Pioneers fall 31-17. Newberry steps out of conference for their next game as they take on UNC Pembroke, while the Pioneers travel for the Mountain Border War just across the mountain against Mars Hill. We'll talk much more about that, and we'll meet our Players of the Week when we return right after this. The Frankie DeBusk Show, presented by Gateway Ford, Lincoln Mazda.
Gateway Ford on Highway 11E is rapidly becoming the #1 Ford dealer in the region. We're changing the car business for the better. Buying a car has never been easier. No add-on stickers. Plus, we'll appraise your car right up front. You pick the car you like and have your best price in less than 30 minutes. Plus, at Gateway, you'll receive a lifetime powertrain warranty on every new vehicle purchased. The clear choice. Gateway Ford, home of the big deal on Highway 11E in Greenville.
Your Greenville Light and Power System, an electrical distributor of TVA, serving Greenville and Greene County since 1945. Your Greenville Light and Power is dedicated to excellence in service and reliability. Visit online at glps.net.
Welcome back to the Frankie DeBusk Show. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Stayton.
Welcome back into the Frankie DeBusk Show, presented by Gateway Ford, Lincoln Mazda. Well, it was a banner day for one of the native sons right here in East Tennessee, Greenville, B.J. Spradlin. As he attended Greenville High School, came to Tusculum College last season and had a breakthrough season about midway through the year, about this time of the season when the Pioneers took on UNC Pembroke. Well, his number was called with the injury to Brian Marshall this past Saturday, and he took full advantage in that second half. One drive alone, he established a season best in yards, actually doubled that. As a matter of fact, he doubled his entire output for the entire season in one half of football. After the game, we had a chance to sit down with our Offensive Player of the Week, B.J. Spradlin, our player interview served by Applebee's.
It's time now for our player interview served by Applebee's. We're joined by B.J. Spradlin, a career day for him, 112 yards rushing with the touchdown, but it comes in a losing effort for the Pioneers against Newberry. B.J., first, it was a good running day for you. How were you so effective in the running game?
Well, you know, they came in here and they thought we were going to be passing it on them, which we did. But once we decided we could run on them, they just only had 3 down linemen, and we ran on them. I mean, our line was opening some holes for me, and it was just open. It was there.
It is a offense that obviously lives on the pass, and I think we saw a little bit what the running game will allow for the passing game.
Yeah, that's true. And I really think that with our running game being effective today and then our passing game coming along, it's really going to start to click for us.
I talked a little bit about the fact that mental mistakes, we just seem to be off in our timing just a little bit. How has practice been going? I mean, are these some of the things that you guys are working on just to kind of become more cohesive as an offense?
Yes, we are. We're trying to fix any small problems that might be holding us back, and hopefully we found it, and hopefully we can continue.
All right, you're pressed into maybe a little bit more due than you thought you would be in on the game against Newberry. Brian Marshall goes down. What type of an effect does that have on a football team?
It has a great effect because Brian's a big part of our team. He's a great guy. So first and foremost, we want to make sure he's okay. We just we're all praying about him, thinking about him. But once we found out he was good, we had to group together and we had to bring it together and say we got to pick this up.
Mars Hill's the next opponent, and this is a team that won the conference last year, been in a dogfight this year. They're not winning by leaps and bounds. It'll be a tough physical football game. What do you expect out of Mars Hill?
You know, Mars Hill is always a good football team. They're a good football team this year. I'm just if defense keeps playing like they're playing, and then our offense can click with the run and pass, I'd say we have a great shot at getting a win down there.
BJ, unfortunate today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
That's BJ Spradlin. That's our player interview served by Applebee's.
We thank BJ for his time after the game with the player interview served by Applebee's. Well, it's time to meet our players of the week, and it was really a simple choice offensively, I guess. Not so much. There could have been some other choices. Bo Cordell establishing a new total offensive yards record in the South Atlantic Conference, but on this particular day, it was B.J. Spradlin, our Sodexo Offensive Player of the Week. Out of Greenville, Tennessee, it's B.J. Spradlin. On the day, 20 carries for 112 yards, a touchdown, a long of 12. Now, coming into the game, B.J. had just 20 carries on 48 yards and a touchdown. Pretty good half for BJ. Our Greenville Light and Power Defensive Players of the Week. Once again, a guy that we just need to call him 10 Tackle Brian. Brian Alexander, the junior, out of Union Point, Georgia, out of Greene County High School. Once again, another stellar day, a 10 tackle day, a tackle for loss, quarterback hurry. For the season now, he's first on the team, second in the league with 79 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, 3 pass breakups, 2 quarterback hurries, a block, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. For his career at Tusculum, 224 tackles ties him for 8th all-time, and his 30 tackles for loss also ties him for 8th all-time. Making his first Greenville Light-Empowered Defensive Player of the Week honor, Adam Winbush, redshirt freshman out of Antioch, Tennessee from Cane Ridge High School, had 4 tackles and a forced fumble. On the season now, 17 tackles, a tackle for loss, and a forced fumble. And John Perry, the junior from Branford, Florida, out of Branford High School, 6 tackles, a tackle for loss, and a pick in the game. On the season for John, 33 tackles, a tackle for loss, and an interception. Our Green Coach Tours player, special teams player of the game, Andy Rossetti. He's been there about the last 3 or 4 weeks, but yet another great effort for Andy Rossetti. Andy's the junior out of Kenneth City, Florida from St. Petersburg High School. 4 punts, a 47.2-yard average, a long of 57, pinning the opposition 1 time inside the 20. Matter of fact, 1 time inside the 2. And Jeffrey Booker, the junior from Maryville, Tennessee, out of Maryville High School, on special teams, finishing with 3 solid tackles. Our Andrew Johnson Bank call of the game, a little different, I think, because there were a couple of opportunities in the game. The Pioneers seized some opportunity, so we took advantage of that opportunity. You'll see 2 of them here in this one. First, Darian Crank with the sack on W.T. Murden, and the second, got to be Kenny Funny with the touchdown reception.
Now Murden is in trouble, and Crank sacks him back inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line.
That's Darian Crank's first sack of the season, his 3rd tackle for loss.
1st and 10 at the Newberry 31. Looking. Cordell, he's got Funny in the corner of the end zone. Caught it. Touchdown, Pioneers. Touchdown, Bo Cordell to Kenny Funny from 31 yards.
It's time now for our Creekside Market post-game wrap-up. In the contest, Pioneers and Newberry even with first downs at 23. Tusculum outgained Newberry in rushing with 169 rushing yards to Newberry's 142. Newberry outthrows Tusculum's Bo Cordell, I guess you could say, 309 to 233. In the game for the Pioneers, they ran 82 plays, 402 yards. Newberry 64 plays, 451 yards in the contest. Pioneers penalized 8 times for 58 yards. That's really a first this year that they've had more penalties than the opposition. Time of possession for Newberry, 29 minutes, 30 seconds. The Pioneers held on to the ball 30 minutes and 30 seconds in the football game, including 9 minutes in the 3rd quarter alone. 3rd down conversions, Tusculum 7 of 16. Newberry was 4 for 9. And in the red zone, Newberry 2 for 2. Tusculum 2 for 4. Went forward a couple of times there, as mentioned, on 4th down. Tusculum did get to Newberry 2 times. We talked about the sacks. That's really impressive because Newberry had only been sacked 4 times this year. Tusculum got to them 2 times on Saturday, and a very good effort, a valiant effort by the Pioneer defense. So the Tusculum Pioneers fall in the game. That's your Creekside Market post-game wrap-up. We'll wrap this one up when we return right after this. Tusculum falls to Newberry on Saturday. Frankie DeBusk Show, presented by Gateway Ford, Lincoln Mazda.
Dean, what's wrong? We all want to go to the game, but I just don't think we have a car big enough for all of us.
Don't worry, Dean. My dad's inside Gateway right now buying us a new SUV that can fit all of us.
What do you think, guys?
Yeah, let's go! Hey, Ty, you ready to go to the game?
Yeah, I'm ready to go, Dad, but we have some new people wanting to go to the game.
Well, let's go.
Yeah, I see you down world.
I'm Pioneer Coach Frankie DeBusk, asking you, like I do my son Ty, to support the Tusculum College Athletics all year long. And for your next car buying experience, please visit Gateway Ford, Lincoln Mazda.
Go Pioneers!
The best deal in the neighborhood just got better with more to love on the 2 for $20 meal only at Applebee's. Applebee's is a proud sponsor of the Frankie DeBusk TV show and side of the Frankie DeBusk radio show. Applebee's on the bypass in Greenville. There's no place like the neighborhood. Sodexo, a world leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo proudly serves Tusculum College and supports Pioneer football. Sodexo, making every day a better day.
Welcome back into the Frankie DeBusk Show, presented by Gateway Ford, Lincoln Mazda. The Pioneers fall to Newberry 31-17 this past Saturday. I think a season filled with some promise for this football team, but still some scary promise optimistically. Some optimistic hope, something. You're a young team. There's no question. You're not sure what you're going to get. You can sit there and quote the movie, Life's Like a Box of Chocolates, never sure what you're going to get, especially with young kids making plays that you're expecting to make plays as veterans. You don't have a lot of that veteran leadership. Newberry did a little bit. I think some of that showed this past Saturday. Pioneers fall. With all of that said, still a young team, resilient team. They're ready to go Saturday, right?
Oh yeah. You know, it's very frustrating. It's you know, you try to be so meticulous and figure out what's going on and how we can improve and things we need to change. And you know, bottom line is we've got to go execute. We can't make mistakes. And you know, when we're losing football games, you can find 5 or 6 plays on both sides of the ball that's causing it to happen. Our goal's got to be to eliminate those 5 or 6 plays and figure out how we can overcome. Yes, we have young players making mistakes and making plays, but at some point in time they have to take some ownership. It's what I told our kids, and we will fight Saturday. We'll fight for the next 3, and we're good enough to win the next 3 if we can just eliminate some mistakes, and we'll see how it goes. All
right, Mars Hill is the team we'll go visit. Mars Hill is the team that made the playoffs last year, had the Harlan Hill Trophy winner, Jonas Randolph, and you're thinking, all right, you know, Jonas is gone. This is going to be easy. Shaquille Davis, though, has come in. Their defense is stout. John Richt is back there throwing the ball into the freshman offensive player of the year from a couple of years ago, and they're making plays. And all of a sudden, LR rolls in there last week, scores 31 unanswered, and now we're not sure what we're going to see in this Mars Hill team.
Oh, we're going to see a very physical football team. They've done a good job. They've got a veteran group over there making plays, and we got everything we want when we roll into Mars Hill on Saturday, but hopefully our bunch will be ready to play.
It seems as if it's running back you. I joke with that, you know, but it's the truth. It seems like somebody there at Mars Hill, ever since we've been in the league, has had a chance to break some type of a record. Jonas did it last year. Now they've got this Davis kid, and they give him the ball a lot. Is their offensive line that good? Will we be that challenged up front?
Well, they have a plan, and their plan is to run the eye and run the old pro style and hand it off to the tailback and let him find the ways to make some plays. And he's done a really good job of that. They have a really good scheme, and throwing the football is giving them a chance. Now Saturday, this past Saturday, Noah Ryan only allowed 40 yards rushing, and that's why Rick had to throw the ball for all the yards he did. We've got to do a good job containing their running back, and they do a lot of formations. We got to do a good job being sound, and they'll give us everything we want, but I think we'll have a good plan as well.
Their defense is always, it seems like Bo, he doesn't have this one shootout. Binder and Talent and Neesmith, he had all those guys, but he hasn't always had the shootout. We haven't had that. Does he have to be special against their defense?
Well, they're very good and very solid and very sound. We just have to execute. I don't think anybody in our whole scheme needs to be special. We got to catch the ball. We got to hang on the ball. We can't jump off sides. We got to run the football. We got to give our defense a chance to get off the field. And we also got to create some problems for their defense by knowing we are capable of running the ball. So I'm sure we'll mix it up. We'll go over there and play well.
Pioneer coach Frankie DeBusk, best of luck to you this week.
Thank you.
The Pioneers take on the Mars Hill Lions. So many people to thank. We thank all our fans. We appreciate all the support that we do get during the year and the letters of encouragement, especially for Brian Marshall this week. Everything that was there out socially, on Twitter, on Facebook, emails, text messages. We fielded it, me personally, and I'm not necessarily just in the mix with it, but I do definitely appreciate your thoughts, your support, your prayers this week for one of the great Pioneer running backs of all time, greatest receiver and running back combination with over 1,000 yards in his career. Brian Marshall, do appreciate all those thoughts and glad to hear that he is doing much better this week. Mars Hill, Tusculum, Pioneer Sports Network. Note the special time. We'll start at 12 o'clock. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock at Mars Hill. AM 1450 WSMG, worldwide through TusculumPioneers.com. If you're coming to the game, check us out on an in-stadium mix around 90.5 or 90.9 FM. Many thanks to everyone behind the scenes, Quentin Talley, along with Nathan Humbert, our sponsors, and especially you that support the Frankie DeBusk Show and Pioneer Football. For Coach Frankie DeBusk, Brian Stayton, until next Saturday, go Pioneers.
This has been the Frankie DeBusk Show with head coach Frankie DeBusk, featuring coaches' interviews, player spotlights, highlights, and statistical breakdowns.
Presented by Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda, the home of the big deal. Located on the 11E bypass in Greenville. And brought to you in part by Applebee's, your neighborhood bar and grill. There's no place like the neighborhood. Sodexo, a world leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo, making every day a better day. Your Greenville Light and Power System, serving Greenville and Greene County since 1945. Andrew Johnson Bank, a strong heritage, a stronger future. Home-owned and operated with locations in Greenville, Morristown, Jonesboro, Johnson City, and Cleveland. Grand Rental Station, anything you'll ever need to rent or buy. Consumer Credit Union, with 3 convenient locations in Greenville and Moss High. Creekside Markets, don't pass by, stop by, with 3 locations in Greene County. Laughlin Memorial Hospital, whatever you do, do it well. By Green Coach Tours, celebrating their 66th anniversary. Special consideration from Comcast Cable.
The Gateway Ford Frankie DeBusk Show is a special presentation of the Pioneer Sports Network.